So basically, she had the fiance. I'm trying to understand what happened in between for all of a sudden after they're moving in to say, oh, he's got to go. So that tells me it's been problems. It hasn't always been sweet. Something must have really went haywire. She must have seen something that makes me wonder if there's any prior domestic abuse. But he not only took her out, this happens all the time. I keep saying if he doesn't have his own, don't bring him home. But I know women are gonna, you don't understand. Yeah, I understand dangerous dust bucket, but okay. Why couldn't he just leave? That seems to be the triggering words when you come up with either I'm pregnant or child support, those words, or leave. This always seems to set it off. So let's go ahead and dissect this total madness. He just snapped, and now he's saying this Charlie. What's next? Daquan did it. I mean, come on, this guy. I think he's trying to set up an insanity defense.
We spoke through a video chat for about 45 minutes from the Kent County Jail where Broomfield is being held on 3 counts of first-degree premeditated murder and weapons charges. Broomfield, who has no criminal record, is accused of killing his fiancée, Jacqueline Neal, and her sons, Cameron and Michael Kilpatrick.
She's one of the best things that ever happened to me out of any woman, girl ever been with.
So she's the best thing that happened to you. She probably supported you financially, I'm thinking. But look what happened. So much as I'm going to stand by my man. Oh, we all have some issues. If he doesn't have his own, don't be foolish and bring him into your home. It's just not wise. So she's the best that's happened to him, but look what he did to her. Look at the thanks that she got.
One of the best things that ever happened to me out of any woman, girl ever been with.
He says they met 8 years ago through Tinder. They had a son together 5 years ago. She had 2 older sons and 2 daughters.
I don't call her Jacqueline. I always call her Bunny.
You call her Bunny?
Because she was my bunny. Yes. I never called her Jacqueline.
But he says their differences in raising children, among other differences, started getting between them. Broomfield talked about the night before at their home on Warden Street Southeast. They had just moved in days before.
I remember the night before like it was yesterday.
He says it was a stressful evening, some family members still moving things into the home. Says he and his fiancée were not getting along.
We were just being petty towards each other.
The next morning, he says he woke up early, before 6 a.m., to shovel snow. That, he says, is when his fiancée texted him. She wanted him gone.
This ain't gonna work out. You gotta find someplace else to go, this and that.
He says they argued inside the home.
Something inside me just seemed red. I just snapped. I blacked out. Couldn't think of nothing.
At some point, then you got your gun and you shot your fiancée, right? After seeing red.
Yeah. Yes.
And did you shot the boys?
I just couldn't think.
No conflict resolution. And I'm willing to bet you he probably didn't have the funds to go anyplace else. So he probably saw himself being homeless. Was his name on the lease or on the home purchase? So she asked him to leave. Didn't think maybe go to a hotel a couple of days, kind of let things chill out. We're just moving here and then we can come back and talk, try to resolve. No. He went straight for the gun. And they just didn't take her life, also the children. No conflict resolution. Why couldn't he just go stay at a friend's house? Get your own spot. I'm kind of getting the feeling that he may have needed her for resources. Moving in together, and then all of a sudden this, that tells me something's been happening. Oh, and now they've got a difference in how to raise children. Well, you should have kind of had an idea about that before you even put a child here with them on both of them.
Didn't think about until after all of it happened, and I was just straight crying because, like I said, a monster who don't give a don't have no remorse, will not cry, does not care.
So he thinks because he shed some tears, people shed tears for a lot of things. Quite often, I think criminals, they'll cry and shed tears because they got caught and they're realizing, oh my gosh, I'm going to be roommate with Bubba. Oh no, better see if these hands still work. He thinks because he cried, wow, that restores his humanity with three lives lost. Oh, but he cried. So three people are dead, but hey guys, he cried.
I was crying.
Police say the boys were shot in their beds. And then you came up with that story about the intruders.
Because I was like I said, that was coming to me after the fact that I snapped back out of in reality.
When police arrived that day responding to his 911 call at 7:40 in the morning, he claimed that two intruders had broken in, that one killed his fiancée while the other killed the two boys. But police say he confessed after detectives found inconsistencies in his story. Broomfield claims it was one of his personalities known as Charles that pulled the trigger. While Charles is his legal name, he says, friends call him Charlay.
I am battling demons, like I said. Chucky, Charlay, Charlie, Charles, all had something going on.
Chucky, Charlay, Charles. Hold on, what did he say? We got we got one person here. It only takes one person with hands to pull the trigger. But he's coming up with four names.
All had something going on, whatever and whatnot. All had something going on. Demons, like I said. Chucky, Charlay, Charlie, Charles, all had something going on.
Well, Chucky, Charlay, Charlie, and Charles, which is you, definitely got something going on. You've got charges. Again, it's not going to work. He's he's trying to set the stage for like insanity. I cried. What? Who gives a crap about you cried when three people died? Oh, but hey, he cried. I guess Chucky, Charlie, and Charles, they cried too. It's not going to
Whatever
work.
and whatnot. Chaz is just chilling. And it's like, I know I'm not a bad guy.
Kent County Prosecutor Chris Becker says Broomfield has talked about multiple personalities while in the jail, but the prosecutor said he doesn't buy it. There are going to be some people who are going to watch this and say he's just trying to set up a insanity defense.
I'm not trying to set up nothing because, like I said, I have no criminal record, period.
What you do now, because you're facing three bodies.
I never hurt anybody a day in my life.
What?
Do you see the insanity here? You did more than hurt. You erased the three lives on the screen. Plus, now the child you all have together is going to be without parents because she's deceased and you're going to be in prison. And then the woman also has two daughters. So she's had, what, 5 kids total. These two boys, two daughters, and I guess the child they had together. And you really think you never hurt anyone? The delusion for the dust is real.
I'm not trying to set up nothing because, like I said, I have no criminal record, period.
You do now?
Anybody a day in my life.
What do you say to her family?
Basically, none of this was supposed to happen, period.
But it did happen. Again, when it comes to these dust bucket men, the low vibrational men, things like leave, child support, or oh, I'm pregnant, we're having a baby, that pretty much can end your life. And in this case here, not just her, but also 2 of the children. He's clearly trying to come with an insanity defense. I do not see it working at all. Why couldn't he just leave? That's the part I don't understand about these men. All you have to do is leave. That's it. But I can only surmise there is nowhere else to go. Doesn't have his own finances, so he's just stuck out. No place else to go. He's just totally stuck. So when he saw red, so he says, That anger has been there. How you gonna love somebody and do this? There's no conflict resolution. And it leads me to believe she picked up some dust bucket man that probably couldn't survive without her. And she probably knew, it makes me think that he could not pay the mortgage or the rent on that place and that she was in control of the finances. That's why she said he had to leave because she wasn't going anywhere. That's why she probably said he had to leave. And he probably had nowhere to go. And when you're dealing with these low vibrational men that can't make it on their own, you are their resource. That's why they are there. They'll get you pregnant, have a child with you. In other words, hey, we got to always have a bond. Let's try to make it work. We're parents. Ladies, sometimes they need a place to stay. Sometimes they need a place to stay. They're looking for three hots and a cot, and not the one on the cell block. They want a woman that can carry and support a home. And when you're dealing with low vibrational men that can't make it on their own and you ask them to leave, when you do that and you ask them to leave the home, that's how many women end up on the screen and end up gone. So him, Charlie, Chuck E. Cheese, whatever, it's not going to work. I think everybody can see through it. And he's still saying he hasn't hurt anyone. You don't have a record. You're facing charges now. That's why you're in the lockup. Lesson learned. Sometimes being alone is your best bet. Fall in love with you. If he doesn't have his own, do not get pregnant by him. And sure as hell, don't bring him home. Let me know what you all think. Do you think what I'm guessing the same thing? His maybe a potential insanity plea is going to work. I don't think so. Dude, it's you. You tried to come in with this break-in story. Somebody got him. They know it's you. It's a wrap. You're done. You, Chuck, Charlie, and Charlay, you're done. Chaz or whomever was just chilling out, you and your most personalities, you are done. This happens all the time. Again, doesn't have his own, do not bring him home. Or you're going to end up on the screen and end up gone. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you all think. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and I'm out. RIP, lady, to you and the kids. It's crazy.